Good afternoon and hello, it's Esther Pasidis, and this is my Wisdom Wednesday regular weekly live. And I'm talking today about cracking the manifestation code. A lot of people equate manifestation with the law of attraction. So the law of attraction states that, like attracts like. So positive energy attracts positive energy, and conversely, negative energy attracts negative energy. So, but the law of attraction is actually founded on the premise of the law of vibration. And the law of vibration is something that I, as an energy alignment method mentor, focus on a lot. For it is actually in your vibrational energy that we attract. So it's all about the frequency that you emit. And the issue that most people have is that they have conflicting messages. They send out conflicting messages. So a lot of people do manifestation using auto-suggestions, which are types of affirmations, saying, I am happy and grateful that I am earning X amount, or that I'm happy and grateful that I have a healthy body, that I only weigh this amount, or whatever you desire to manifest. So you state that and you repeat it over and over again. But the issue with that is that if it's not connected intrinsically with you on a deep emotional feeling level, that it connects to the physical body and that you see it in your physicality, then that's actually doesn't, it's a superficial, it's a very abstract way of manifesting, which is not very, very powerful and probably won't work. It really is all about the vibration. So vibration is all about capturing that as a feeling. And so when you actually do the visualization work around manifesting, you see it happening in your mind's eye, and you're feeling into those emotions of already it having happened. That's the only way you can attract that frequency. So like frequency attracts like frequency, and the only way we can do that is actually to be experiencing it as if it were already happening. So the trouble is with these like very abstract affirmations is that we're not actually truly living or believing in them, and the only way we can do that, bridge that discrepancy, as it were, is actually through vivid imagination, through vivid visualization. And with vivid, I mean employing all the senses, especially the the ones that really spark our feelings and stir up our feelings into a high frequency. So what are high frequency emotions and feelings? These are joy, happiness, a sense of liberation, of freedom. And so when we really want to manifest something, we need to connect with these emotions when we're seeing that in our mindset as already being an established fact. So it has to be both. It has to be the established fact, actually believing it's true and possible for you, and seeing it happen in your mind's eye, but also connecting to it with a frequency, with a vibration that is powerful, that is literally off the scale, as it were, in terms of high energy. So high energy being this love, sense of freedom, sense of joy, and extreme happiness. So and the problem with manifestation often is that, one, we cannot visualize it clearly enough. We don't have clear enough goals. And the other problem is that sometimes we're not consistent enough. So if we're not consistently doing this practice, then it sends out conflicting messages, because then we get sucked into what is actually feels apparent and true right now. We see the contrast. We see it not happening yet. And then we get dragged down into the lower frequency emotions, the lower frequency state with our thoughts and our feelings and our temperament. And so we can easily think it's not working, because what we don't realize is there's this seesaw effect, which I mentioned in my Marketing Monday live on Monday, when I talked about being in the receivership. So this is very similar to that talk, but I'm talking really about manifestation. So we cannot really manifest what we desire until we actually are more consistent. And this is actually the working through the law of the perpetual, well, let me just get it now. Let me just get it now. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy, or the law of momentum. So there has to be a certain momentum, and if we let it slide, if we don't do it consistently, if we don't feel consistently in high vibration, then that's when it actually doesn't happen. There are conflicting signals that we're emitting out into the universe. So one minute we're sort of focusing, yes, I can do this, or yes, it's true for me, and I feel that high vibration energy. I feel it really in my very pores of my being, in my very cells of my body, which is where you want to feel it vibrationally. But then in the next minute, somebody's talking to you and they're really putting you out of kilter. They're being angry and you're snapping back at them, or you're seeing then your bank balance, it's not showing those figures, and you're starting to worry about how to pay the bills, and all that conflicts with that. So what you need to do is then keep coming back to the imagination, because only in the imagination can you free yourself from those limitations, from the limitations of your existing reality as it is now, your physical reality, and go into your imaginal reality. So this is a reality that you can call in. It's there. The fact that you can see it in your mind's eye, the fact that you can visualize it, the fact that you have that desire to have whatever it is in your imagination, that means it's true for you. It's available to you. It's just there waiting for you. But you have to raise your frequency to the vibration of what that is. That's on a high frequency vibration. You need to move your vibration to that and keep it there for as long as it takes. For some, it doesn't take long. For others, it may take a bit longer. It depends on all the muck that's been happening in their energy over the years, or what interferences that are happening in their life on a day-to-day basis that are taking them off track. So, but it's available to us all. No one's more skilled than the other. It's all about your dedication to the task in hand, if you like. If you want to call it a task, I prefer not to call it a task, because then it becomes a bit of a burden. So let it be a liberating exercise, if you like. So weave it into your daily life, and stop as often as you can. Disconnect from what you're, from the lack, because there's a lot of it going on at the moment, with we hear and see it left, right and center. People saying, even in my therapist business, people saying, I can't afford to go on the membership plan. And I just see that coming from that lack, that deficiency energy. And that's where they're going to stay. They're going to stay stuck in that deficient energy. It's not going to take them to the higher frequency energy, which is the manifesting energy. So the more you know, the more you are aware of where you're focusing your attention. So it's all about this focus of attention. So, there is always a law of relativity. There's always contrasts in our life, and we're always comparing. But if we can stop comparing and just really ignore the negatives in our lives, so that we can focus on the good. And the golden rule with manifestation is always that it's to our higher good, for our higher selves and the good of everybody else, because one of the laws is that there is a divine oneness or universal mind. So we are all energetically interconnected. So there's this aspect of karma. So if we put something negative out, even though we think it's for our completion of our desire, or the enactment of our desire, it means it will have a repercussion effect. It will actually ricochet back on us. That is the karma, that is the law of cause and effect then. So there are lots of these different laws, weaving one into the other. But overall, what the summary message is that manifestation is all about getting to that higher vibrational energy, and do it consistently and persistently, and use it and a tool for doing that, because we're often distracted, we're often undermined by our own past beliefs, our own patterns of limitation and lack, and also the influences from the outside world, what we're seeing, with our typical and conventional senses. So the only way to overcome that is actually through our imaginal activity, through our vivid imagination, but it's always through the emotions of having it already in our reality, as I mentioned on my Monday live. So, and as with anything, all these laws, they're spiritual universal laws, they only work if we believe in them. So they are laws. So by law, that will happen. But again, it equates to faith. So I don't know whether any of you watching now, I've got a couple of people on live, have actually tried this manifestation technique using the imagination, or whether you've just used affirmations or chants or mantras, or just simple peaceful meditation. So let me know what's worked for you, or whether you have never looked at this before. It's never been even in your frame or your scope to do. But believe you me, this does work. These are laws. So the law of attraction, as I said, is only founded on the law of vibration. It's all about the frequency, and it's an energy exchange. So what you give out, you will get back. And so basically just work on your frequency, use the imagination to counter any negativity that's happening in and around you, and connect to the feelings of it already accomplished. So I talked about this on Monday. So if you haven't watched the Monday live, go back to that, and just really connect to the feeling of the wish accomplished, which Neville Goddard talks about a lot. He's a good resource to look up. And I've just completed the book Power of Awareness, which is very, very powerful, I've got to say. And then it's about the faith. So how can you actually create more faith around this? Well, you can only do it through practice, through actually trying it, being open to experimentation, through trusting, through letting it go, allowing the process to unfold, and not being attached to the outcome. So that is true faith, believing it's going to happen and not trying to force a result. So always, because force in my book equates to a resistance, we call this resistant energy, but it's actually going to be backfiring and working against you. So Monday I talked about this to and fro, this tug of war, and that's what will happen. So it's got to be effortless, it's got to be easy, and manifestation through the imagination is actually very, very enjoyable exercise, as long as you don't set too much store by the outcome. You trust it's going to happen, but you let it go, it will happen. And that's the faith factor. So if you have any questions, do get back to me and drop me either a message or pop in a comment below the video. And if you would like, I've put a comprehensive document together because it's part of my Empowered to Rise course, which I've just been working on compiling for a couple of clients who are waiting in the wings to start it next week. So I put a comprehensive document together on the 12 primary laws of the universe, and it's very, very comprehensive. So as I said, the ones that we tend to reference a lot in the energy alignment method arena are obviously the law of vibration, because we work on a vibrational emotion scale, and also the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, and the law of the perpetual transmutation of energy, or what we call the law of momentum. So the others come into play basically to support those. And no, don't knock yourself, because obviously knocking yourself, if you get setbacks, if you start having doubts, it's quite human. So don't be tough on yourself, because being tough on yourself equates to dragging you down your frequency scale. So it takes your emotions down. So it's always mindful in every moment of where you are, where you're focusing your attention. Your attention means your thoughts, your feelings, and even the actions that you take, and the intentions that you make. So all of these combine, all aspects of your energy. So be wary of where you're focusing your energy and your attention. And if you are in that control, so it's all about the control of yourself, but not control of the outcome, if you know what I mean. So you're trying to control the process to a certain degree, but not the outcome. So allowing yourself to surrender to the empowering forces of the spiritual laws of the universe. Thank you for listening.